WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning, St. Vincent and Grenadines. The time is now 7:17, and welcome to Activated Mornings this morning. Good morning to everyone on there with the work. School just starting the day today. Good morning to you. Good morning to those in the diaspora, and good morning to those locked in on 99.9 this morning. In case you're wondering why I'm so happy this morning, all 75 days of January is over. Today is the last day of January. Thank God we made it. You're listening to Ari, and of course, and with me is Christal this morning in studio. Good morning, Christal. Happy end of January to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It's an absolute pleasure. I will rejoice more making it to another day. But January, I was talking to somebody yesterday. January wasn't that bad for 2024. I find
It was
we've
long.
had worse. We've had worse
We
Januaries.
have had worse.
It wasn't that bad.
We've
Thank God.
had 3-month Januaries. This was just
Yeah, it's like a month and a half.
yeah, 70 something days.
Two-
It wasn't
two
bad.
days,
It wasn't bad.
There's 2 months and 5 days.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
2.5. That's 2.5 months.
Mhm.
Yeah, 75 days. Yeah, but it wasn't bad. Congratulations to all those who made it to the end of the month. Today's payday for some folks. Yesterday was payday. The day before yesterday was also payday. Spend wisely because February is a short month, but February is also the month of love, and people tend to spend a little bit extra. Well, married people, people in relationships, single people, they spend money. Anyways,
Shout out to all the single people this morning, like myself. Good morning, Ari. Good morning, Ari.
sometimes I just don't know. I don't know. Everybody who on the road, the persons who are listening at home and abroad, good morning to y'all and welcome. Big up to all the listeners, especially those who, well, not especially, but big up to all the listeners. An extra shout out to those who like meet me in the road and say hello and what's not. All right, so let's get to the first stop of the morning. We stopping at the police station. Which
Yes,
one?
we are.
Central, Calico, Stubbs.
We
Stubbs has a police
stopping at
station. Yes, they do.
Stubbs.
It's Stubbs. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Good to know.
We stopping at Stubbs this morning, and for all those persons who are angry watching the live of this elderly lady explaining to us, the Vincentian public, and whoever would listen, that police officers had beat a 10-year-old child, leaving bruises on his back, and she is not receiving any justice. At least she will be getting a fair, I hope, and just trial, because we have news that 3 of the police officers were suspended. Now, according to a release, 3 of the police officers who are allegedly involved in the beating of a 10-year-old boy at the Stubbs police station on Sunday have been suspended from duty. The officers, a corporal and 2 constables, will receive half pay pending the outcome of the investigation into the allegation. The police public relations and complaint department said in a statement on Tuesday. The statement said that Acting Commissioner of Police Enville Williams suspended the 3 police officers. Police are asking anyone with information that can assist the investigation is encouraged to contact the Calico Police Station at 784-458-4200 or the police emergency at 911 or 999, or any police station or officer you are comfortable speaking with. Information received would be treated with confidentiality. Not treated confidentiality. Oh, confidentiality.
Confidentially.
Thank you very much. I don't know why that gave me so much stress. I overjoyed it, January.
Yeah, so yeah.
The alleged beating became public around 7:45 p.m. on Sunday when a woman who identified herself as Rosita Phillips appeared in a Facebook Live saying she was outside the Stubbs police station. Phillips said that police had locked up her 10-year-old son that afternoon, alleging that he had gone into someone's yard and taken their bike. I don't know about you, but I really believe this child. And child said He saw the bike in the yard, and the bike looked nice. He went and he take the bike, and police hold him. Police remove their belts and beat him to bruises. I, for one, feel like the new commissioner of police, or is he still acting commissioner of police? Is he still? Yes, acting commissioner of police. I do feel like he has a no nonsense attitude coming into this post, and he has been, the promises that he's been making have been coming through. He said that he's going to have better relations with the public, media relations, and we've been seeing that. We've been seeing speedy response to a lot of the things that people have queries with. We've been seeing different initiatives in the rural and not so rural areas as it relates to crime. And now we're seeing swift action taken in the alleged beating of this 10-year-old boy. What are your thoughts, Christal?
There's a difference between disciplining someone, I'm just speaking generally, disciplining and abuse. And when you looked at the video and you saw that fresh wound with the bloody wound on his shoulder, that clearly is abuse. I mean, even like we use the term wheeling up your skin is borderline abuse as well. Which is a definite no. The fact that the police officers felt, if it is in fact that they are guilty of the offense, and everybody's saying beating, but I'm gonna call it abusing this 10-year-old boy, because according to them, he saw a bicycle and he took it without permission. That could be termed as stealing. Not could be termed, that is stealing. The fact it felt so comfortable is a bit disheartening to me. I cannot say for certain whether or not the difference between now and when the previous commissioner was the commissioner is that he is more no nonsense or no nonsense point blank, because we don't know. I don't know if in similar cases in the past, if these officers were not put on suspension. I think the major difference is we are told what happens after. So in terms of disciplining the officers for these allegations, obviously in a case like this, they were suspended, which means that they have sufficient evidence to suspend the officers. I think the force, from the looks of it, right, from hearing all these different stories, maybe a bit more sifting, a bit more like scrutiny, a bit more dissemination of information concerning disciplinary actions against the officers. So I could feel confident that if somebody misbehaves within the force, they actually dealt with. Sometimes I feel for some of these cases, they need to be put out of the force. But I mean, I'm not within. I don't know the evidence. I don't know the backstory thing. On the flip side of it, right? This is wrong. Abuse a civilian who you have apprehended, wrong. You should be held accountable for your actions. That's not what you put there for, just to beat people. And I kind of have to tread lightly with this part here. But do the police officers have a problem with young males within the society?
That's a very interesting topic.
There's no way you could justify abusing a child. But is this the first encounter with that little boy? Because sometimes what happens, right, is you have like boys who are very familiar with the police officers, very familiar with police stations, because they've been misbehaving over and over and over and over and over. Sometimes the officers would get fed up because they're speaking to, I'm not saying that this little boy is within that bracket, but I think it's something that's worth exploring holistically. What is the big issue with the little boys? How big of a problem is it? Yesterday, I passed a couple boys outside of KFC begging for money, begging for food. I'm assuming they're begging for food, but I know they beg for money and they're always outside of these establishments. I had an interaction earlier this week as well. I'm not gonna share that, but how big of a problem are these little boys within the police force? Doesn't
I,
justify the beating
nothing
and the
justifies the
abuse.
beating. Nothing justifies the abuse. But I'm just glad to see that for once that we're being told what is happening, we're being updated with what is happening, and 3 cops have been suspended. And the police seem to be 2 for 2 this morning because the driver and conductor of the omnibus in the viral video where persons were seen falling out of the vehicle have been arrested and charged. The story is on 99wefm.com. And it reads, Police Constable 1040 Hunt provided the update during WEFM'S Traffic Talk segment, where he also noted that the driver's license of the driver has been suspended pending the conclusion of the matter, which is now before the court. Now, people have been arguing, should the driver and the conductor share responsibility for what happened? Who should hold more responsibility? Should the conductor face a majority of the penalties? And I am of the opinion that both of them deserve to face the penalties, but I am of the opinion that the driver is the person in control of the vehicle, and the driver is responsible for the conductor, and the driver should be looking to the conductor for assistance, not the conductor instructing the driver on what to do. If you don't hear your van door close, do not move off. And it was clear to me from the video that the 2 of them were just showing themselves. One wanted to scratch off, one wanted to do door tricks. Now 2 people on the floor.
I think responsibility is 50-50.
I don't think so at all.
And I say that because the conductor has a role, the driver has a role. The driver should, as you rightly said, he shouldn't move off until the door is closed. The conductor can indicate to the driver, hold on. Let me close the door. I've seen it happen. Hold on. Let me close the door. Because he has the ability and responsibility of also ensuring that the driver does not move off before everybody is seated, before everybody gets into the bus, and before the door is closed. He should take off the responsibility because he had a role to play. So we go wait and see how this one turns out, and it will make a difference going forward.
In the situation, right, where the young man unfortunately had his head out is when the Sharps van window a few years ago, and it hit a pole and he died. Who do you think is responsible in that situation? The conductor, who should be watching the passengers in the van, or the driver?
It cannot be the driver.
It cannot be the driver.
It cannot be the driver is responsible for making sure that everybody insurance heads are inside of the vehicle, because he's supposed to keep his eyes on the road.
Yes,
how he gonna drive and look back?
Yes, he is. But what are the rear view mirrors for? Could you not
drive? Drive.
The thing is, right? The thing is, the speed bumps were flattened there in at Lodge Village School the time when that happened. And they had a practice where they would speed up and down this road. You're speeding your vehicle and you're not checking the windows to make sure everything is well while you're driving. You're not seeing that there's someone with their head hanging out of the van behind
Question,
you.
how is this relevant to this argument?
Because you're saying that it should be 50-50. But this is a different situation, so I don't think it's applicable. But my thing is, the driver is responsible for the vehicle. The conductor is assisting him.
Right. So the conductor has roles and responsibilities. He's supposed to, one, ensure in the reference that you made, which I don't think is relevant in this case here, he is supposed to not put a child next to a window, because, you know, children are unruly. They will do whatever they want. Put the child in the middle, put adults to the end. That's what he's supposed to do. Pack your van properly. Right? So the conductor in this case today, he's also supposed to ensure that the van is packed properly, the door is closed before he drives up, and the driver has to ensure that the door is closed too.
Yeah, this is where we'll continue to have differing opinions because the driver is
I say
responsible
50-50, right?
in this
You giving more
situation.
responsibility to the driver.
Yep.
I say 50-50.
But the time is now 7:31. Soon to
Somebody
be
was trying to call.
7:32. Yeah, we don't have time for a call in the next segment. Yeah. So at 7:35 we have traffic talk, and at 7:45 we'll be back with activated mornings as this morning.
People's Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical, skin, and body care needs. Located on Grenville Street in Kingstown. They open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Call them today at 784-456-1170. People's Pharmacy also stock vitamins and supplements, personal care items, toiletries, children and adult pampers, and much, much more. And of course, get your prescriptions filled by a friendly and professional pharmacist. People's Pharmacy. Come in today and let us serve you.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry. We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.